Now, would you get in the car with this man? Huh?
Kemper's mental state comes across as perpetually active, like
Fair
a
point, bro. I wouldn't.
bubbling pot.
It's Kyrie. Yes, if you don't know me, get to know me. What's up, YouTube? What's up, Kyrie Cron? What's up? Who else is out there? People, we are here with another serial killer interview / concept. I don't really know what this is. The title says 10 disturbing interviews with killers. Now, we're just kind of going into the whole like serial killer kind of content because we're not doing a whole Judge Judy, Judge Lauren Lake, Judge Christina Perez sort of content. We're not doing that no more. So, also, I messed up the timing. I'm so sorry. I messed up the timing. This reaction's coming out a week ago. The one you just seen, I did state it's coming out a week later, but then at the end of the reaction, I corrected myself. Apologies. I messed up the timing of what I needed to react to, what I needed to post, but we are getting into this. Hopefully you like this, guys. Hopefully you're interested in stuff, because I just love the concept of it. I don't actually enjoy it, but I love the concept of it. If that makes any sense. Let's get into this reaction. 10 disturbing interviews with killers. It's only going to be clips. It's only a 12-minute long piece. But let's see what it's saying. This is a Sunday non-music reaction.
Believe me, if I started murdering people, there'd be none of you left.
Welcome to Watch Mojo.
I just crocked on. Did you see the tattoo on his forehead? Oh my God, guys. 1952. What a start.
Left.
Welcome to Watch Mojo, and today we're taking a look at 10 disturbing interviews with killers.
You admit to being evil, Richard?
We are all evil in some form or another.
For this list, we're looking at instances where accused murderers chilled our bones with statements or body language during interviews. Did any of these moments freak you out? Let us know in the comments.
All right.
Number 10, John Wayne Gacy. The Netflix documentary The John Wayne Gacy Tapes did a lot to point out the notorious serial killer's sociopathic tendencies when it came to shifting blame for his accused crimes.
Fair.
You're in trouble now.
Yeah, right.
Aren't you afraid sitting that close to me?
This wasn't the first time evidence to that end has come out, however, as documented by this piece from CBS News 2 Chicago back in 1992.
I don't believe in hitting children. I don't believe in spoiling a child either. My values are such that if you give enough love to children...
You're accused of murdering 33 kids and you say you didn't believe in hitting.
Interviewer Walter Jacobson doesn't...
How interesting. I need to watch the documentary of this guy. I don't know when I'm going to do it, but I need to watch the documentary on this guy.
And you say you didn't believe in hitting.
Interviewer Walter Jacobson doesn't need to do much talking in his encounter with Gacy, as it quickly becomes clear that the former Pogo the Clown is trying his best to present alibi after alibi for his innocence.
Bukovich is not one that I killed, so I don't know nothing about him.
Gacy himself is composed for the most part, although there is a moment where he demonstrates his infamous rope trick with a shoelace that echoes the methodology of his horrible crimes.
And you just turn this, and I says it causes a tourniquet. I said, that's the only knot I ever learned.
Precisely the kind of knot found on the ropes.
Number 9, Ted Bundy. Time can change many things about a person.
Ted Bundy is a... look at him. Ted Bundy is a documentary I need to watch as well. This guy, bro, he was a lady... Is it lady swooner? I don't know if that's the right word. He picked up all the women. They all found him attractive. I don't find him attractive. Like, obviously, I don't swing that way. But in general, I can appreciate a good-looking man. I don't see it. I don't know what all the girls fell for, but he was the worst.
On the ropes.
Number 9, Ted Bundy. Time can change many things about a person, including how they behave while being interviewed. The Ted Bundy featured in a 1977 jailhouse interview from KUTV News appears more in line with the suave yet cold-blooded reputation Bundy had among other notorious serial killers.
You feel that everything will turn out all right, that you are innocent. Do you still feel that?
Yeah, more than ever.
He smiles a lot during the piece and displays body language that appears relaxed and almost happy.
I'm not guilty. Does that include the time I stole a comic book when I was 5 years old?
Bundy keeps eye contact with his interview throughout most of their conversation, and it's easy to become lulled into a false sense of security, which was exactly Ted's intention.
If someone's crazy enough and nutty enough to do something like that, I can't stop him. There's nothing I can do.
Fast forward to the night.
It's crazy how he's denying it. It's crazy how he denied all of that. That's why the people were swooned by him. Look at that smile. Bro, look at the way he just stares at you in his eyes. Bro, that's why people were swooned
Before
by
his
him.
execution, and we see a
There's nothing I can do.
fast forward to the night before his execution, and we see a fearful and pensive Ted Bundy, a man seeking to shift blame for his crimes during his interview with Christian conservative evangelist James Dobson.
Okay.
There are forces at loose in this country, particularly, again,
He
this-
got death
James Dobson to
sentence.
shift
He got
pollution,
death
and we
sentence.
There's nothing I can do.
fast forward to the night before his execution, and we see
Fair.
a fearful and pensive Ted Bundy, a man seeking to shift blame for his crimes during
got
his
death
interview with
sentence.
Christian conservative evangelist James Dobson.
there are forces at loose in this country, particularly, again, this kind of violent pornography.
Number 8, Richard Ramirez. The Night Stalker, Richard Ramirez, may be one of the most frightening serial killers of all time.
Look at that
Not
face.
only due to the brutality of his crimes, but also the projected aura of what many perceive to be pure evil.
Yes, I am evil.
Yeah, look at that face.
Not 100%, but I am evil.
It's easy to see why during some of Ramirez's more notable interviews over the years,
Look at him.
including one conducted with author Mike Watkis.
Serial killers do on a small scale what governments do on a large one. They are a product of the times, and these are bloodthirsty times.
Ramirez's somewhat tense responses to Watkis's questioning imply a coiled rage, an anger that's also exemplified by the Night Stalker's breathing as he seems to become annoyed with Watkis.
I'll tell you what, I gave up on love and happiness a long time ago.
Why?
I don't care to explain that.
Somebody-
Let the quote stand for itself.
Ramirez is comparatively more relaxed
bro.
during a piece with Inside Edition, although that interview also hammers home the Night Stalker's obsession with Satanism, evil, and the occult.
I believe in the evil in human nature. This is a wicked world, and in a wicked world, wicked people are born.
Number 7, Edmund
I never heard of the Night Stalker, but goddamn.
Kemper. There's something truly bone-chilling about the
That
matter-of-fact
Night Stalker guy, bro, he looked deadly. He looked deadly. He was like happy to do what he did.
Number 7, Edmund Kemper.
God.
There's something truly bone-chilling about the matter-of-fact way in which the co-ed killer, Edmund Kemper, describes his past in the 1981 documentary The Killing of America.
Everything went towards killing him, and I didn't. But I'm saying, wow, it's uncanny. It was almost like it was meant to be that way. And I said, wow, this got to stop.
Kemper's impressive intellect and well-spoken nature belie the brutality of a man who committed his first murder at the age of 15.
Oh my
And if it had been
god.
in a city, I would have been a mass murderer at age 15. I would have killed until they gunned me down. I wouldn't have been able to reason my way out of it.
The killer even makes a self-referential joke to his modus operandi of picking up hitchhikers by putting on a pair of glasses and asking the camera whether they would get into a car with him.
Now, would you get in the car with this man? Huh?
Kemper's mental state comes across as perpetually active, like
Fair
a
point, bro. I wouldn't.
bubbling pot of water about to boil over, while the documentary's exploitative narration pushes the creep factor of this one over the top.
I am an American, and I killed Americans. I am a human being, and I killed human beings. And I did it in my society.
Number 6, Jeffrey Dahmer.
Jeffrey Dahmer is a bit different, but that guy, he actually, being that guy from number 7, he probably reminds you of Jeffrey Dahmer. He's like calm, cool, collected, knows exactly what he's doing. They don't seem insane. Like that particular person didn't seem insane. But wow, I wonder, like the point I'm trying to make is there's so many serial killers and they've killed so many people. What if serial killers never existed? You know what I mean? Like the people that they haven't killed. Would the population be too much? Because the population is now too much already. Do you feel like the population of humanity would still be would be over the, as they said, like a bottle of water, like boiling water about to tip over. Do you feel like if those people were still alive, like what would happen to the world? Would it be less or worse? You know what I mean? Like, do you know what I'm trying to say? Basically, I can't really put the words out. But would we be in a worse position than where we are today with like too much capacity? You get what I mean? Like, it's also like the whole, like, what Hitler did. It's what Hitler did, obviously killing vast majority of, like, a type of religion or people. You get me? It's like, What would it be like today if they were all still alive? That's not me being crazy. I'm just saying. I'm just spitting out the facts. But I wonder, like, what makes serial killers? I wonder why serial killers exist. Like, why is it God's making to have people like this that want to kill other people? What's the
Jeffrey
reason for it?
Dahmer. There's no barely repressed rage within the demeanor of Jeffrey Dahmer as he discusses his history with interviewer Stone Phillips.
And I acted on my fantasies, and that's where everything went wrong.
There you go.
Nor are there
Fantasy.
any wild headline-grabbing
Told you,
theatrics.
it's a fetish. It's a fetish.
That's where everything went wrong.
Nor are there any wild headline-grabbing theatrics. Instead, Dahmer's quiet and soft-spoken recounting of his horrible crimes lends the piece that much more power.
The only motive that there ever was to completely control a person that I found physically attractive.
There's the power of shock as he discusses the failed attempts at creating, quote, living zombies with the remains of his victims.
Killing wasn't the objective. I just wanted to have the person under my complete control.
There's also the power of how Dahmer's moments of shocking violence are undercut by the killer's regret for the decisions he made, and the futility of what seemed to be a date with infamy and destiny.
Once it happened the first time, it just seemed like it had control of my life from there on in.
Number 5, Gary Ridgway.
His dad sat with him. His dad sat with him, bro. Damn. I wonder why there's people like this that think like this. That's my question.
Gary Ridgway, aka the Green River Killer, was one of the
AKA. I said that because she said that. What is it? That's why they interviewed him. That's the reason why they interviewed him. Because they're like, I want to know how your brain operates. Now, how are you even like clocking in like to society like this? How are you just accustomed to this like killing just my form of normality? How was that? This is why they interview these people, because they need to know how their brain works.
Gary Ridgway. Gary Ridgway, aka the Green River Killer, was one of the most prolific of all American serial murderers.
Well, I whipped out my ID, and with my ID would be I'd put my finger over my driver's license to hide my name.
Ridgway was also perhaps one of the most unrepentant, a sentiment that's placed front and center during any of his interviews.
A picture of my son. They would know I was a probably normal person.
Take, for example, one he did with FBI psychopathy profiler Mary Ellen O'Toole, where he very calmly describes how he would gain the trust of his victims.
The only thing that would be better than that would be to have your son in the car with you. That would be an incredible ruse.
That happened once.
O'Toole manages to get Ridgway talking in depth about his past, his upbringing, and the dozens of victims attributed to the Green River Killer's rampage. Number 4, Charles Manson. There has been a wealth of interview footage of Charles Manson released over the years, much of which can be used as evidence for the man's often unhinged persona.
Do you feel blame? Are you mad? Do you feel like
And there's a lot of that here from this 1987 interview with Today correspondent Heidi Schulman.
I wouldn't do anything that I felt guilty about.
You don't feel guilty at all?
There's no need to feel guilty. I haven't done anything I'm ashamed of.
However, there's also this intent to shatter the myth of Manson as a leader, and this is aided by the visual of Manson's scattershot presence during the interview.
Maybe I should have killed 400 or 500 people, then I would have felt better. Then when I felt like I really offered society something.
Although the occasionally violent outbursts by Manson have been well documented in this piece, it's the more soft-spoken sound bites that reveal more about the man's own admitted failures and shortcomings.
My awareness and my consciousness is not the same as somebody that goes to school and has a mom and dad. See, not having parents have left me in another dimension, so to say.
Number 3.
So it looks like, from confirming that, it's like the people that 9 times out of 10 that tend to become serial killers, there's a traumatic reason. There's something within their upbringing which makes them turn out to be what they turn out to be. You get me? There's something that happens within their childhood that makes them be what they are. And as he just said there, I didn't grow up like, well, he didn't really specify this directly, but no, he said this. If you read between the lines, he actually said it. I didn't grow up with a mum and dad like you see normal kids grow up like. I grew up a bit different. So his mindset and his concept of like consciousness of what's left and right or what's right and wrong is different to the average normal person. Fair.
Tool.
I like to see.
Crazy. Which means he has to kill people?
Number 3, Otis Toole.
I like to see a whole city burn down.
This interview with Otis Toole is the stuff of nightmares. There are a lot of reasons for this too, not the least of which is Toole's explosive bursts of laughter and absolutely chilling smile.
What do you prefer in life? Sex or fire? Or I like both.
Additionally, there's the explicit nature of how Toole describes his past crimes, and how he and former associate and fellow killer Henry Lee Lucas seemed to easily disassociate the value of human life.
Damn. It's just like butchering a hog to save a cow. Ain't no difference.
The grainy and blown-out AV quality of this interview footage only seems to add to the feeling of grime and filth left over by Toole's gleeful accounts and delivery.
Just like drinking a cup of coffee, smoking cigarette. Once you get into the habit, you do it more and more.
Number 2, Issei Sagawa.
でたまたまそれが肉屋さんの旦那さんと奥さんで太って愉快な、ご主人でしたけど動物の解体の仕方とか肉の切り方とか詳しく教えてくれました。
Unlike the majority of our other entries, Issei Sagawa isn't technically a serial killer. However, this interview footage from Vice is too disturbing not to make our list.
でも彼のおかげで、ロンダにエッチな気持ちっていうかこうセクス
Sagawa's history and dark deeds are detailed in the documentary, while Issei himself describes the premeditated shooting and devouring of his classmate René Hartefeld while he was living and studying in France.
で、読んで彼女読んだけどどうしてもやっぱり普通に話してる時はニコニコして話してて。
Sagawa's obsessions are also detailed in the piece, as well as the legal loopholes that allowed the killer to escape prison time for his actions. Sagawa's quiet and fragile demeanor undercuts his words, all spoken in equally hushed and inoffensive tones. It is a frankly horrifying and unbelievable story.
男じゃなくて綺麗な女性に殺されたい。もちろんそれはファンタジーです。
Before we continue,
did he actually eat her or something? Because he said he was a cannibal. So did he eat her?
be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications. Number 1. Eileen Wuornos.
Damn.
This interview with Eileen Wuornos on the eve of her execution is disturbing for a number of reasons.
I'm okay. I'm okay. God is going to be there. Jesus Christ is going to be there. All the angels and everything.
For starters, there are the crimes for which Wuornos was convicted, but there are also the stories Eileen tells about her treatment in prison.
They had the intercom on in the room, and they kept lying that it wasn't on, and they were using sonic pressure on my head since 1997.
Her accusations of sonic torment and food tampering speak to her paranoia and mental state during this time.
And then one day I didn't wash my food off, and I was sick for 3 weeks, almost died.
A state that gradually reaches a fever pitch during the interview.
Yeah, thanks a lot. I lost my life because of it. Couldn't even get a fair trial.
Wuornos' face as she directly addresses the camera is chilling, and the audience can only stare back into her eyes as the condemned killer accuses society of, quote, railroading and, quote, sabotage.
2019, Iraq's supposed to hit you anyhow. You're all gonna get nuked.
Do you agree with our
But what did
picks?
she actually do?
Check out
What's the
this
serial
other recent
killing?
clip from
They didn't specify who she killed or what she actually did. I don't know most of them. The only one I know is like this John Wayne, I need to obviously do a documentary on, Ted Bundy, Jeffrey Dahmer I'm aware of, that Charles Manson, that rings a bell. The rest of them I actually don't know. So there's a lot, man. There's a lot to dive into. The Night Stalker, I'm gonna have to check that out a little bit. There's a lot to dive into, people. Insane. Let me know if you like stuff like this, guys. Let me know if you like stuff like this. If there's particular people you kind of want me to dive into or certain type of categories of serial killers you want me to go into, I'll see if I can obviously find something that we can obviously dive into. Nothing too long that I can react to as well. But if you do enjoy it, please let me know. Comment below. Every Sunday, this sort of content's going to come out. Until further notice, I might change up a few things later down the line. But currently, every Sunday, stuff like this is going to be coming out. So, guys, do subscribe, hit that notification button. 20K is their new aim, new goal, new target. Thank you for 18,000 subscribers, people. But yeah, we've got a new target, new goal. Hitting it, looking at about March/April time. So, do subscribe, hit that notification button, people. Let's get to 20K. But I'm over and out. Hope you enjoy this sort of content. There's a lot of stuff we need to really say. A lot of stuff that we can bounce off of this. But let me know your thoughts down below. Peace.